Here you go into a video on Manny Pacquiao versus Adrian Broner. And I think a lot of people are expecting Broner to, or rather expecting Pacquiao to have kind of aged and kind of fallen off the wayside, and maybe expecting Broner to have a chance to beat him. And I think that's really fascinating because we have seen Manny Pacquiao knocked out. Marquez knocked him out. Pacquiao was able to Mayweather was able to nullify Pacquiao's offense enough to make it look like a very convincing win. And then the Jeff Horn fight. So a lot of people are kind of overlooking Pacquiao, and they're expecting this Broner here to be enough to overthrow him. And I just don't think that that's the case in any way, shape, or form. And the last time that Pacquiao had a fight actually against Matisse, I knew he was going to knock that guy out, and I didn't even bother ever even talking about the fight because I thought everyone knew that Pacquiao was going to win. He was going to smash him. But apparently people don't know. They must have forgot. So we're going to be looking at some of Pacquiao's fights and some of Broner's fights. Well, one of Broner's fights against Antonio DeMarco here, and how he fights southpaw fighters. But first, I want to show some clips from the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, and I guess a lot of people are expecting the fight to kind of go this way. Now, the first thing I want you to focus on, right, is Mayweather's active guard. Look at how he comes forward, how he's transferring his weight to his front leg. He's giving his opponent a different look, right? He's feigning an attack here, right? He's making Pacquiao think he's going to attack. Then he goes to control his lead hand. Now, this is really important because watch every time Pacquiao leans to his right onto his front leg, Mayweather controls him, right? Now, this is not a jab. He's not punching Pacquiao. He's looking to control Pacquiao's lead hand so that Pacquiao can't use it to set his punches up. He can't feint him. Look how he controls it. And look at how he respects Pacquiao. Again, when Pacquiao starts getting there, he's shooting his jab at the glove. That's very important. Watch how his hand comes out when Pacquiao brings his hands up and he's about to shoot to the side. He's shooting his hand at the glove and not at Pacquiao, just trying to control him. And look at how he respects the fact that Pacquiao is going to attack. Even though Pacquiao does land a good body shot here, he respects Pacquiao's attacks and moves away. Now again, Pacquiao looking to create a rhythm, and Mayweather's controlling him, shooting that jab, controlling him, shooting that jab, giving him different looks, and then looking to counter him over the top of his jab with his own jab. And he's able to stop him from getting lead foot dominance and really take advantage of the whole left foot or left-handed, right-handed style. Now again, the Pacquiao comes in with the very basic feint, right? And then Mayweather immediately counters him with the right hand to the chin off of this timing. And it was very effective for Mayweather in the fight. Every time Pacquiao looked to take lead foot dominance, Mayweather would shoot a left hand or a straight right hand very similarly. But more importantly, look at how he still respects the fact that those punches are coming from Pacquiao. He moves off the line and looks to counter then, rather than staying on the line with Pacquiao and allowing him to get too close. But again, beautiful. Pacquiao starts setting up his offense, trying to get into a rhythm, trying to establish an active guard that'll keep Mayweather thinking, and Mayweather says no. And look at how he shoots the jab at the glove of Pacquiao. Then Pacquiao starts leaning again, and Mayweather controls him. Now he starts leaning again, and Mayweather controls him, and continues to shoot punches at his gloves until Pacquiao no longer has the rhythm to give different looks to Mayweather, to use the head movement to slip to the right, slip to the left, slip to the right, and hide his punches, like I'll show like he does against Marquez in their final fight. But instead of that being able to happen, as you see Pacquiao's trying to get into rhythm, right, and Mayweather stopping him, he forces Pacquiao to set his punches up from too far away and without any head movement, and exploding out of his guard, which allows Mayweather to see that this is when he's going to attack. And he's able to see through the feint, the very basic feint that Pacquiao throws, and boom, land a great right hand, simply by controlling Pacquiao on the outside and not allowing him to set his punches up. And again, as Pacquiao starts to get into rhythm, Mayweather shoots a jab at him, and he's not looking to jab him, right? Notice how look at how far away he is from Pacquiao. Look at the distance between their feet right here. He's not in position to land the jab, but he's only doing that to break Pacquiao's rhythm and keep him off balance, keep him from being able to hide and set his punches up like he does so well. And I guess people are really expecting this kind of performance from Broner, but as you see when we watch the film study on Broner, he doesn't fight this way. He doesn't have this active guard. He doesn't have this controlling style where he's constantly keeping you off of rhythm. Broner actually looks to create a rhythm. And look at how far out Pacquiao has to decide to get into his rhythm. Look how far away from Mayweather he is when he starts getting into his very forced rhythm here. Trying to set it up, trying to get an angle on the inside of Pacquiao. And notice how when he's about to lean to the inside, or to the outside of Mayweather, Mayweather shoots the jab and takes a step back. He's able to control him and control the space between him and Pacquiao to stop Pacquiao from being able to set his punches up and make those punches very predictable when they do come, so that he can... I think I have one more clip of him nailing Pacquiao. But by controlling him and keeping him on the outside, he's able to establish a timing in which he always knows when Pacquiao is going to commit to his offense by stepping with his shot here. As you see here, he comes in to take lead foot dominance, and Mayweather just shoots a 1-2, boom, and creams him with the right hand. And Mayweather was able to maintain that distance and maintain that simply by flicking out his lead hand and controlling Pacquiao. Now, what we're going to look at here is the first round of Broner versus DeMarco. And you can see DeMarco testing the waters, feinting, stepping forward. And you see that when he punches, he steps on his lead foot, and he fights off of his lead foot. Again, even when he's shooting his back foot, or when he's shooting his right hand, or his left hand, sorry, he takes a step with his lead foot. And Broner is able to pick up on that. Even though he's not controlling the space, he's looking to do something similar to what Mayweather was doing, right? But it looks like he's fighting off of a timing that he understands that DeMarco is on. As you watch DeMarco, watch DeMarco's lead hand and his front foot, right? Boom, boom. And every time he's about to do something, he steps forward and he has to lean onto his front foot to get his weight into his shot. He's putting his weight into his jab and into his straight left hand, and that allows Broner to counter him by telegraphing the shot. Unfortunately for Broner, he eats the straight left hand as well, which is going to be a big problem for him against the bigger puncher, Pacquiao. But again, watch DeMarco lean forward, and then Broner touches his glove. In this respect, it's similar, but DeMarco is actually the one with the control over the space, as he's the one able to set his punches up. As you can see here, he's able to control Broner's lead hand, feint again, bait the counter that caught him last time, and then throw a left hand to the body. The problem with saying that Broner may be able to do what Pacquiao or what Mayweather did to Pacquiao is that Mayweather was the antagonist in the fight. He was the one leading the dance. Pacquiao was trying to lead with his head movement, but Mayweather was able to probe and control his lead hand, whereas in this instance, Broner is reactive. He's the reactive fighter, and DeMarco is still able to set his shots up because he's the proactive fighter. And there are a lot of instances in the fight with DeMarco where he's able to set his punches up. Again, DeMarco able to basically control Broner and get Broner to throw his lead hand out there or probe or parry that shot. And look at how open he is for a possible straight left hand, which we'll see later. But very little of Broner's offense is actually predicated on him leading with his opponent. So much of it is predicated on him being led to and working off what his opponent gives him. And that's going to be a huge problem when he fights Pacquiao, as you'll see when we go over the Marquez film. But as you see here, watch Broner lean on the front foot and then DeMarco lean on his front foot, stick his lead hand out there, and they touch gloves, and then he starts leaning forward, and Broner tries to control him, and then he leans back, And after Broner controls him, DeMarco knows that another shot might be coming. So boom, and he goes to catch the second shot because he understands this timing, this little left-hand, right-hand game that winds up being played. And then he understands that Broner's going to shoot this shot as soon as DeMarco looks to step on his front foot again. He's figured out already that Broner is looking to time him off of that lead foot. And again, Broner, even though he blocks the shot, blocks that shot, he's still the one that's being reactive, so it's not hard to feint him and get him out of position and be the one in scoring position. As you see, even though Broner here is controlling the lead hand, or attempting to, DeMarco still finds an opportunity to land a good body shot and get out of the way of the counter. Again, because Broner is being the reactive fighter rather than the proactive one, forcing his opponent's hand. And still allowing DeMarco to have the control over the space. As you see, look at how far he's able to get his glove out here. Whereas Mayweather, when Mayweather was controlling Pacquiao's lead hand, he was pinning and punching and jabbing at Pacquiao's lead hand and keeping it pinned to his head to further make it easier to time him when he would explode out of his guard and use his very basic feints, the very basic feints that Mayweather was allowing him to use. The ones that DeMarco is actually still having success with. And as you see here, DeMarco's picking up on it. He understands what Broner's looking to do, and he's able to still mount offense and land punches. Even though he misses this one, Broner catches this shot beautifully, right? But he's still being the one that's reactive. Imagine this was a feint right here, and instead of following all the way through, transferring all of his weight, say he only transferred about half of it, he sticks here, right? And now he comes back with his right hook instead. Broner would be wide open for that shot. And I think that that's something that Broner's going to really need to look for. And again, being very reactive, even though he's attempting to control the lead hand, he's allowing him to set his punches up. He's closing the distance and not controlling the space enough and allowing DeMarco to still be effective, setting up and landing basic shots. As you see, he lands both of those shots and then misses the hook. But notice through all of these clips, Broner is staying on the line with his opponent. Now, that's just round one. We're going to look at round two, a lot of the punches in a little quicker of a format, but these are all the punches that happen in round two. And as you can see, they're all predicated off of timing DeMarco punching off of his lead foot as he leans on his front foot and he starts leaning into his punches, leaning into his feints, as you see here, stepping on that front foot, again, easily getting Broner to react and getting Broner out of position, because Broner is not very effective at controlling the space, and even when he lands his counters, he's still wide open for the straight left hand. And I guess this is worth saying as well, when we watch this clip of Mayweather landing this beautiful right hand, look at how far over his head winds up being off the line, right? He's nowhere near the line for Pacquiao's counter left hand. And in almost every situation in which he does let his hands go, there was a really good one back here. This one right here, he shoots the right hand, and look at how his head is off of the line. Even though Pacquiao has lead foot dominance, right, Mayweather's head is moving off the line out of the way of the left hand. And again, that's something that Broner is just not doing with his punches. Even when he's landing the first punch, he's staying on the line to be caught by the second. And again, DeMarco, even though he's fighting on this very easy to timing, DeMarco's still having a lot of success, and again, able to hide this shot by creating this pattern, fighting off the lead foot, and then making Broner think that they're going to touch gloves here, and then going straight into a straight left hand. He's able to hide that simply by being active and using his lead hand. And Broner had a lot of difficulty early in the fight with DeMarco, in spite of the fact that he gives him he thoroughly beats him later in the fight. But the the last clips that I want to take a look at, and this video is supposed to be a little shorter, were of him fighting Marquez. Now, a lot of people think, you know, which Broner is going to show up. You know, that's they're saying. Is it going to be the Broner that did this, or the Broner that did that, or this is not? There's only one Broner, you guys. There's only one Broner, and he fights just like I showed you. And a lot of people think for some reason that he might be able to emulate the performance that he had against Pacquiao, that Mayweather had against Pacquiao. But I'm here to tell you that he's going to have a very similar performance to what Marquez had against Pacquiao in the 5th fight, aside from the fact that I don't think he's going to knock Pacquiao out randomly in the 5th round or whatever. But as we can see here, going back to the video, Pacquiao has a very active guard, and he's able to, off these timings, these head movements, start a mounting offense. Now, Pacquiao has already shown here that he's going to step on his lead foot, then he's going to transfer his weight to his back foot, and then he's going to step with his lead foot again and throw a left hand at the same time. Now, this is very similar to what DeMarco was doing and having success with, and what he was trying to do against Mayweather, but Mayweather would shoot a jab at him right here and cause him to freeze up or to feint him out of position and not allow him to get those angles and do stuff like this, where he's coming forward and then leaning on that front foot, disguising these beautiful left hands while he moves his head on the outside. And because of the fact that Pacquiao doesn't control the space between him and his opponent, he only looks to kind of play the lead hand battle and control the lead hand, there are going to be a lot of instances in which he's going to touch gloves with Pacquiao during this frame here. Pacquiao's going to slip to the outside and then catch him with a straight left hand all night long. And again, Marquez already knows it's coming, right? And Marquez is going to try to do the same thing. Notice he changes weight, changes head slots, and then as Marquez is trying to time him while he's sticking his lead foot or putting his weight on his lead foot, Pacquiao's able to land a straight left hand. And this is going to be something that's going to happen a lot during the course of the fight. When Broner is trying to time Manny Pacquiao on that lead foot, where he's going to eat a lot of left hands. Because Broner doesn't control the space between him and his opponent, he doesn't really even control the lead hand. He just tries to use it to establish a rhythm or establish a pattern for himself, kind of foregoing the entire idea that he can control and disrupt his opponent's rhythms. And again, Pacquiao, brilliant, leaning this way, leaning to the inside, and then as he transfers his weight to the outside, shooting a straight left hand. Don't pay attention to the fact that it doesn't land. It's the fact that Pacquiao doesn't even, or Marquez isn't even responding to the shots because he doesn't even see them coming. I guess he sees that one coming. But now this is the beautiful one, right? Broner made a lot of work for on DeMarco's lead hand and when he would put his weight on his front foot. As you can see, Marquez tries to do the exact same thing and time Pacquiao on that lead foot and land a shot, and he kind of touches him right there, but he eats that right hook right there from Pacquiao. A beautiful shot off of the same rhythm that Broner is going to look to take advantage of on Pacquiao. And as you can see, Pacquiao has already fought fighters that can do this. He's already fought fighters that can do it and that do it better than he does. And on top of that, after that shot, Marquez moves off the line. You know, he gives him a duck, he moves off the line, and he uses a responsible defense. That's another thing that Broner does not do. And again, Marquez looking to time him when he looks to lean on that front foot, catching him with a good body shot there. And then Pacquiao says, "Oh, I know what you're doing," comes forward, feints him, and sees that Marquez again is trying to control him on that timing, and is able to kind of hide his straight left hand again. Notice that those punches are getting closer and closer to Marquez as well. Again, Marquez trying to control him. Pacquiao using the head movement, coming forward, and just beautiful. Look at how he shoots the jab, and then he hides the straight left hand by pivoting off, right? Boom, and retransferring his weight. This is going to be something that's very effective for him, as he's able to hide his punches with his active guard so well. Whereas DeMarco, he definitely telegraphs his left hand when he's transferring his weight from his back leg to his front leg, with this kind of slow, deliberate motion where he's trying to get all his weight into the shot. And Pacquiao does it seamlessly against a fighter who is, you know, probably twice as good as he is, as Broner is. But again, beautiful work right here. The active guard, Now, this is exactly what Broner's going to look to try and take advantage of too, right? So let's go back here. So he leans forward on his front foot, then goes back to his back foot, right? And you can see he's setting a trap. Pacquiao's setting a trap. Then he leans on his front foot, then on his back foot, and then he goes to transfer his weight on his front foot, and Marquez is like, oh, this is my timing. This is the exact same timing that Broner used against DeMarco, and he's able to take that little small step back while he's transferring his weight and land a beautiful right hook on Marquez. Just beautiful work from Pacquiao. And again, I don't know why that clip is in there. But look at how Marquez, when those punches start coming, Marquez moves off the line. And that's why he doesn't wind up eating as many punches. And as we noticed when we watched the DeMarco fight with Broner, Broner stays on the line with his opponent a lot. And unfortunately for him, again, look at this beautiful defense from him. From both fighters, actually, rolling that shot. But the only reason that Marquez is not getting hit, look at how he's here, shoots his 1-2, moves off the line, throws his hook, and then follows his hips back this way to circle off the line with Manny Pacquiao. And again, beautiful. When those shots come, Marquez is not getting hit because he's moving off the line. And as we showed with Broner, Broner does not have the propensity to move off the line enough to avoid getting hit, even by smaller punchers. And then again, Pacquiao getting back into his rhythm, right? Dipping here, dipping there, dipping here, setting a trap, saying, ooh, I'm ready. Then going back to dipping, shooting this jab, and then immediately after the jab, transferring his weight back to the straight left hand, and again, landing that shot very effectively against a fighter he has already fought 3 times. That's how fantastic this is, you guys. That's how amazing this is to see Manny Pacquiao in the first round, basically of their 37th round of fighting. Marquez is still getting hit with these shots. They are still effective because Manny Pacquiao is able to hide his punches so well in his active guard. And again, when you don't move off the line, you get creamed. Manny Pacquiao makes you pay. When you're reactive to him, you're going to get hit. And even a great fighter like Marquez gets hit a lot by Pacquiao. And again, trying to time him on that lead foot, slipping to the outside of it, and making him pay. Anyway, this film study was a lot longer than I wanted it to be. I was hoping it'd be like 5 minutes, so super fail. But anyway, it's going to be a fun fight to watch because if we don't know anything about Broner, right, we know he's limited in his offense. He doesn't know how to set his punches up. He relies on speed and athleticism and kind of being flashy to demoralize his opponents, make you feel like you've lost or you've given up just because he's a little flashier than you. And that's not going to work against Pacquiao. Pacquiao's fought fighters that hit hard. He's fought fighters that were fast. He's fought fighters with head movement, with, every advantage. He's fought everyone. He's fought everything, and that kind of stuff, we're going to really see some limitations of Broner. And the part that's going to make the fight exciting is how many punches he's going to take. Because if we don't know anything about Broner, we do know that he can take a freaking punch. And you saw it in the Maidana fight. Maidana hits so hard, you guys. He hits so hard. And Maidana couldn't put Broner out. And Broner was a 140-pound guy moving up to 147 to fight him. Maidana's a huge puncher. So it's going to basically come down to what round his corner is going to stop it in, because I don't think that Pacquiao can knock Broner out. I'm not sure. But I do think that he can put a freaking hurting on him. So aside from the payday, I think this was a huge mistake from Broner to take this fight. To look at his resume and to say, hey, I've never lost at 140, and then to be fighting people at 140 until he loses. I'm not sure if he's lost at 140 yet. I don't think so. And then to look at his resume and say, well, I've never lost to a left-handed fighter, so let's keep fighting left-handed fighters, and let that be what dictates where his next fight goes. But I'm expecting Broner to get absolutely smashed. I don't think that he has a chance And if he does have a chance, it's if he can pick up on Pacquiao's kind of basic and routine way to work his way inside of flashing the lead hand once and then taking lead foot dominance. If Broner can take a page out of Mayweather's book, and rather than using the right hook or the left hook to keep Pacquiao in check, use the straight right hand and move his head off the line and move off the line in general. Just get the hell off the line with Manny Pacquiao. Maybe he can win some rounds. Maybe. I don't think it's going to happen, but there are things that he can do. He has the potential, the physical ability to do what Mayweather did. No, not really. I don't even think he has a chance, to be honest. If Broner wins this fight, I might shut down my YouTube channel forever.